Thank you for joining me on another episode of DDP. I'm Davion, and this is my podcast. I'm sure all of you have heard the similar tones, the similar messages in all of the videos. It's self-help, it's looking within, excluding what others can be saying. It's taking a good look at the world around us and deciphering what we're truly seeing and accepting what people are showing us, right? We're all there, right? If you look at any of the videos, that's typically the message on all of them. So, I pose you a question. Do you have to understand somebody in order to work with someone? Do you have to understand something in order for you to change something? I know that's an open-ended question or a loaded question, but where I'm going with this is I don't necessarily have to agree with someone in order to try to make something work. I don't have to fully understand something in order for me to change it. I don't have to fully understand something in order for me to get a generalized grasp of the situation. Does this make sense? You can have a discussion with someone and they can have a completely different view or opinion on whatever matter, topic, subject at hand. If they need your help with it, the questions you will ask are, what exactly do you need? How can I help? What is the problem? Things like this. I may not fully understand what's going on, but I know if I go over here, do this, move this, do this, this will help you. Or if we're trying to come up with a solution to whatever problem it is, I don't necessarily understand this problem fully, but with your help and my help, we can come to the conclusion together. I still may not understand it. I had that problem in geometry. I had that problem in algebra. Both. Please help me understand. I might get half of this right. Can you help me with the other half? Please, let's work together. When it comes to relationships, same thing. Your woman, your man, my woman, they all can be saying something different. But if they need something, okay, look, how can I help? What do you need? Because I'm not understanding. I'm here. I'll do whatever I need to make sure we can get this to, move in whatever direction is needed. Let's just work together. At work, your boss can tell you something or a coworker can tell you something, and Taj, this one goes out to you. Apparently, when someone says something, and Corey, when someone says something to me, if I'm not understanding, they say I have this look. So I'm going to try for the camera, for the sake of this discussion, show you or convey what happens when someone says something that I don't understand or necessarily agree with. So I'm going to hit you with hold on, how do they say I do it? Taj calls that the Davion. And he said he's now implemented that into his daily life. When someone says something that's off kilter, So I don't know where I got that or even if it's true, but that's what they say I do. So now, when that arises at work, look, I may not understand what you're saying. You want me to do what? Okay. All right. Sure. No problem. This is not my job. This is not I'm not the supervisor. I'm not the manager. I'm not the owner. But this is what the owner, the manager, the supervisor is telling me to do. Okay, I may not understand it, but if this is what you say you want, let me repeat it back. You want this step, this step, this step, this step. Okay, got it. Sure, no problem. On a personal level, every single day at work, there's some paperwork that I need to scan into a printer. Okay? This is real. This is real life. This is every single day. Monday through Friday, I have to do this. I, Davion Dante, have to do this at work. I go grab all the paperwork from around the facility. I go to this printer. I turn it on. I hit a sequences of buttons that Taj taught me, that someone taught Taj. And when I look at it, only thing I did was memorize what I was told. I hit this, I press this, I do this, I do this, I do this, then I hit this in this exact order, and then I hit start, right? Yes. Okay, got it. Do I understand where this is going, where it's being, faxed and forwarded to? No, no clue. All I know is that the task that was given to me is to press this, and this in this sequence, and then hit start. Once that's done, I walk back up to the computer, go back on, I go to this sequence, do this, input, export, save. It's done. As long as these key things are done on a daily level, this portion, this task of my job is completed 100%. Cool. Do I understand the whole dynamic behind it? No. But I understand what was taught to me and the sequence that was given, and I complete it and I knock it out to the best of my ability 100% of the time, 100% of the days. When my woman says, I have whatever issue, whatever problem, if I understand it, awesome. That's even better when I do. But if I don't, okay, how do we work it out? What do we need to do in order for this to work? When I'm working on my car, if she comes in here and would actually testify to this, I somewhat find it challenging because there's nothing that I do on my do-it-yourself channel. Shameless plug-in. I do have another YouTube channel, but it's without fail. The minute I start on a project, something goes wrong. Every single one that I've worked on, something has gone wrong. And then my mind goes into, okay, what is the problem? How do we figure it out? What steps are needed for me to accomplish my goal? And then we go from there. Every single time. I don't necessarily have to understand why something went wrong in order for me to fix it. I don't have to understand that when I was changing your brakes, how in the world was one bolt just if insert any explicative curse word, anything that's bad, insert it here. That is that bolt. That is the adjective that I am putting in front of and behind that bolt that was stuck on her car. I don't know how it got that bad, but it was. So I went through my cycle. I tried to figure out anything and everything in order to get this thing off. When all else failed, I went to option or plan Z because I went through the rest of the alphabet on that one bolt. Plan Z, take it up to Tully's. They figure it out. They'll get it out. And from there, I can continue on. So remember, we don't have to understand everything fully in order to change something. If your personality, if there's something about you, if it's you are quick to snap off at somebody, you are shy, I don't know, there could be something that you want to change about yourself. You may not understand why you were that way. Me, being that I was adopted when I was 7 years old, I find it very easy for me to just cut off any contact with someone. Look, you know what? It's not working. I don't want any confrontation. It's better for me to just say peace, deuces, move on, and call it a day. But in order for me to move forward with my life in a positive manner, I've had to make changes. So do not give yourself an excuse of, I don't understand something in order for you to change it. Do not give an excuse to yourself, I don't understand why this is this way. That doesn't necessarily mean you can't overcome it. Matter of fact, that is not a reason for you not to overcome it. It's best if we try to understand things, yes. As with my girlfriend and I, we will talk everything out to the best of our abilities. At work, I will try to talk it out with whomever to the best of my ability. Because in my opinion, talking things out, trying to get to the root cause of it is the best option. Because if both parties or all parties can come to a common understanding or even agreement or even course of action, that's better than us not talking, us not communicating, and whatever the cause of the conflict, the cause of the emotions, the cause of the distraction, if it was never figured out, then it's only going to happen again. I don't want to keep repeating things. Do I look like the type of person that likes repeating himself? No, I am not. So, look, just think about it for a moment, okay? Next time you say you don't understand something, okay. If you've done your due diligence in order for you to try to get to the bottom of it and you still don't understand it, what steps are needed to be taken, or what steps are needed in order for you to move on, for you to progress? Is it work? Is it personal? Is it your car? Is it your computer? Is it whatever it is? Just because you don't understand it doesn't mean you cannot move on. Does not mean that you cannot change. Does not mean that you cannot maneuver around it and still come to the solution or an outcome that's favorable for you. Okay? That's all I have for this week. I'm not going to bore you anymore. I'm not going to continually talk and talk and talk like I'm doing right now. So, what I am going to say is, please, if you have a moment, like, share, subscribe, definitely comment. And as always, remember, today is the best day for you to be the greatest version of yourself. Peace. That's typically, but where I'm going with this is that, when I was 7 years old, favorable. If you're enjoying the channel, smash that. Hit that. Like, comment, share. Until next time, peace.